biggest weakness?
I'll go for my biggest weakness is detail. And you know, I found this out a long time ago, and I still struggle with it. But I've hired people around me that are very detailed. I'm an idea person, so I can come up with the concepts. I'm good at the follow-through, and I'm good at working with other people, but the detail is something that is not my forte. And you know what? Everybody has weaknesses. And I think as soon as you can recognize them, if that weakness doesn't hold you back to getting to the next level, don't worry about it. Focus on your strengths. Focus on what you do best. And you know, it's like the weightlifters do a little bit of cross-training, but they're mostly lifting weights to get stronger. The basketball players are playing basketball. There's a little cross-training, but not a lot. So on the weakness part, unless it's inhibiting you from getting to the next level, then you got to work on it. Like another weakness is the whole internet and social networking. I really have to apply myself to get an understanding on
that. Weakness. I've got so many. You do, because you know I have sometimes I call my passion a weakness. You know, because I get very passionate about ideas, and sometimes, you know, there are a couple of blind spots in that concept that I'm not paying attention to because I'm so passionate about this one aspect of this idea, and I have to sell it in, and I have to get the AE to agree with me so he can take it to the client. And then later on, I'm like, I'll work out that detail later. So, so that's probably a weakness for me. And I think it's a weakness and a strength, and I like to look at all my weaknesses as / strengths, because at some point in my career, I'm going to use it, and it's going to help me. You know, a couple of other things that, another weakness I would probably say is, for myself, is sometimes I think too fast. And I think everyone, when you're so used to running in sports, and when you work in sports, you always think fast. You're always thinking basically 5 miles faster than anyone else, because you know you don't have that much time in the day. I may work an 8-hour day now because I don't work for a sport, but my 8 hours are chopped into, you know, 12 half-an-hour meetings and 4 one-hour meetings, and going from concept to concept to concept. So it doesn't allow you, sometimes you get trained to thinking that fast. Sometimes you have to stop. In order to be creative and innovative, you have to stop and kind of think a little slower, really work out an idea so you can bring it to someone or bring it to a client and really have a win. So those are the two things that I kind of call my weaknesses / strengths, because I think that you need your weaknesses, and you need to be cognizant of them, so that when they inhibit your growth, you know how to push them back and like accelerate your strengths, and know when you need your weaknesses sometimes because that situation requires it.
Wait, I have another question.
Just very quickly, I think I speak for all the seniors here, but like, obviously there aren't that many marketing opportunities, like when you're looking at the workforce, you know, comparing to sales positions. Do you have any advice for all the seniors, like what you can do to kind of better prepare yourself, you know, when you don't find that like entry-level marketing position that you want?
When you don't find it, or when you're trying to?
Like obviously it's kind of difficult to find marketing positions, so like, what can we do to, like, you know, prepare ourselves for the workforce, I guess?
Well, I think you really need to look at how you've spent the last 4 years. You know, I mean, again, what did I, you know, earlier, the key to marketing is, did you come up with a creative strategy that accomplished something? You know, that advanced the business, or you came up with a strategy that, you know, or an idea that started a new concept on campus, or, you know, a new career fair, you know, for example, or, you know, you really want to look at what types of things did you work on, what projects in class really allowed you to showcase something that you can demonstrate. You know, like, hey, we had this great project here, and here's the idea that I came up with, you know, and here's the marketing plan I put together for this project for XYZ class. So it's really about trying to differentiate yourself and trying to find something that's tangible in the sphere of marketing that you executed, would be kind of my suggestion. And then if you're only finding sales jobs, take the sales job. Apply your marketing ideas. There's nothing better than a salesperson who takes initiative, and has ideas and shows that they're thinking outside of the box. Yes, you're going to have to do your dialing for dollars and hit the script and, you know, kind of go through that whole process. But if you are a creative person and a true marketer by trade, you come up with ideas and they're strategic and they're usually dead on because you just see things. The natural marketer puts pieces together, okay, naturally. That's going to come out, and that's going to come out even in a sales job. I think the best advice I can give you is when I started out in my career, everyone said, you know, you have to pick Pam, marketing or sales, right? Because everyone's trying to silo you, especially in corporate America. I never chose. Almost every single position I had, because of my skill set, I forced them to fuse the two together because I was trying to make sure that I was always marketable. And to this day, I could go either way. Head of marketing opens up, boom, I've got accomplishments there. Head of sales, boom, this way. And what I'm finding in this role requires both every single second of every single day. So don't let someone silo you, would be my advice. So if you're a good marketer, take that sales job and prove it.
Another thing I would say on the marketing side, like I told before, I didn't even have a marketing degree until I got my MBA a few years ago. So, you know, you need to really be open to doing a working game night at the New York Knicks. Most of the professional teams have game night staff that you can work for $25 to $50 a day, and you execute the promotions that they came up with all year long. That's a great way to get some marketing skills. I personally, you know, when I'm hiring, I always look for someone who's been a sales assistant, sales coordinator, because I feel like that person, not only they show their creativity by showing me some ideas that they came up with, but they also know how to deal with the pressure of dealing with salespeople and being on demand on a regular basis. I think that is a crucial skill on the ad sales marketing side of your business. If you're not comfortable dealing with the pressure of working with salespeople on a regular basis, you will not be able to handle kind of the churn of our business.
Can I ask you a question? What do you like to do? Where do you see your career heading? Okay.
Like event marketing.
Event marketing, specifically event marketing.
That's what I would like to do.
Excellent. And what type of setting?
I don't know, sporting events.
Sporting events.
Soccer.
Like soccer. So is it working for a team, or is it doing events?
Well,
Like you want to work for some, or you want to work like part of MLS?
like I haven't really decided yet, but like, I don't know, like I guess event. Like,
Are you looking more international, or
yeah.
La Liga? Go outside of the U.S.?
Liga, really.
Yeah.
So I think you got to take some personal inventory, which I never did as a senior at UMass, and you got to find out what you do well. And so you go, well, talk to your teachers, talk to your employers, talk to friends who you can trust. You know, it may be easy for you to talk to strangers, or you may be innately creative. You know, what is your brand? Like, you have a brand already, and like, what is your experience? What has that led you to? Then do the research, man. Get on Google. You guys are so fortunate. You can call. There's all of us have been interns. We're all willing to reach out and help. So you got to kind of get on your bike here and get it going for yourself, because no one's going to call you. Anybody remember Pete Maravich, basketball player? One of the most phenomenal basketball players ever. He's being interviewed once, and they asked him, "Oh, you know, how did you get here?" And he goes, "I didn't do it by wishing." So, I mean, there's a guy that dribbling basketball for 8 hours a day, which I'm not advocating, but you got to get going, man. If you're a senior, the stand's going through the hourglass, and if you can be focused on what you want to do and clear away stuff. There's a couple of people I talked to. One woman wanted to be an event coordinator, one student. I've never had someone in college approach me to be an event coordinator. That's specific of a title and job. So I think the more specific you can get based on your research and skill set, it'll make you all the more marketable. Plus, you're going to like what you're doing. That's what all of us will say. We love what we do. We wouldn't do anything. I've never done anything else.